carbon dioxide, carbonic acid to be specific, in the blood can lead to coma dahil very sensitive yung brain to the blood pH. Cardiovascular, both can cause decreased blood pressure, both can cause dysrhythmias. Okay? Why? Both are related to the presence of hyperkalemia from compensation. So pareho ha, basta acidosis. Okay? Nagko-compensate using the potassium levels. Tumataas yung potassium levels. Warm flushed skin, mapula yung malat ng pasyente. This is related to the vasodilating effect of acid. Irritant yan eh. So magdadilate yung blood vessels. So there's more blood supply toward the skin. No significant change in the GIT for respiratory, but for metabolic, diarrhea. Okay, nagda-diarrhea yung pasyente. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. So di ba pag acidosis, pag pumupupo, sumisirit yung pupo, parang ganon. So acidosis. Okay, for metabolic side. And then respiratory, dito tayo may changes. Okay, no significant change for metabolic, but for the respiratory acidosis side, the patient can have seizures. Okay. Now, hypoventilation with hypoxia, wherein the lungs are unable to compensate when there is a respiratory problem already. So, hindi kaya ng buffer system. Kasi why? Ang pangtulong kasi yung lungs. Yung lungs ang may problema. Okay? So, there's hypoventilation with hypoxia. But look at the metabolic acidosis side. As a compensatory mechanism, and also one of the clinical manifestations of acidosis, the patient will be observed having deep, rapid respirations. Okay? So this is known as the Cosmos respiration. Tawag ko dyan dati ng estudyante, ako'y parang naghihingalo. Malalim yung paghinga at mabilis. Okay, mabilis yung respirations. So this is a compensatory action of the lungs to give off some of the carbon dioxide, okay, to help correct the metabolic acidosis. Tutulong siya. Okay, i-exhale niya lahat yung mga yan. Okay, now, what are the manifestations for respiratory distress? So, give O2 as prescribed, pero like what I've said, low dose. Place the patient in semi-foulus position to promote lung expansion. Encourage and assist the client to turn, cough, and deep breathe. Okay? So, you teach the patient on how to properly cough. So, yung inhale and then forcefully umubo. So, para ma-expel yung mucus. And then deep breathing exercises. So, breathe from the nose, inhale, hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale through the mouth. First deep breathing, so controlled breathing. Encourage hydration in order to thin the secretion para lumabnaw yung plema at mailabas. Kasi di ba, remember, going back, anong problema? Maraming secretion sa lungs. May respiratory disease yung pasyente ninyo. Okay, so kailangan ma-expel yung mga plema na yan. Okay, reduce restlessness by improving the ventilation rather than by giving your tranquilizers, your sedatives, or your opioids because these medications further depresses respiration. Hirap na ngang umubo, hirap na ngang huminga, bibigyan nyo pa ng sedative, di lalo na mamamatay yung pasyente niyo. So how are we going to manage the patient? So you make use of other techniques, relaxation techniques. Okay? So we have discussed that already do sa perioperative natin. So like guided imagery, let the patient listen to music, distract the patient by letting the patient watch a movie or kausapin ninyo. Okay? So to reduce restlessness. Or what you can do, is you tell the patient or you look at me, sabihin sa kanya, you look at me, sabay tayong hihinga. So, dahan-dahan yung paghinga. O pag nag-exhale ako, ay mag-i-inhale ako, inhale ka rin. So, inhale, exhale. So, sabayan mo ko, sabihin yung ganyan sa pasyente. So, this help improve the patient's ventilation, lalo na if the patient is, lalo na having, nahihirapan na siyang humingi, di ba? So, restless na siya. So, this is to help calm the patient. Okay, then prepare to administer respiratory treatment as prescribed, suctioning. Okay, the airway will be needed. Okay, then monitor the potassium levels as well as the ABG, which we'll be having in a while. Patient has pneumonia. Okay, prepare for endotracheal intubation. Baka tubuhin yung pasyente and hook the patient to a mechanical ventilator if the carbon dioxide level rises above 50 millimeters mercury. Okay? Mamaya sa ABG yan. Ang normal, PCO2 level is 30 to 45. Okay? So, millimeters mercury. Kapag umabot ng 50, prepare na ninyo yung pangtubo. Alright? What else? Clients with a history of emphysema or any of the COPD, usually, ayan yung sinasabi ko kanina, are not given oxygen greater than 2 liters by cannula. Okay? So, high levels of oxygen in the blood may decrease the stimulus to breathe. Okay. So, parang kumbaga madadaya ninyo yung respiratory center sa medulla oblongata. Uy, okay naman pala na. Okay, hindi na hirap huminga yung pasyente kasi mataas na yung oxygen level may nagsisirculate. Not knowing na supplement nyo lang. So, once na suppress nyo na yung respiratory center, hindi nahihinga yung pasyente. So, lalo nang mare-retain yung carbon dioxide. Okay? Which will further aggravate the respiratory acidosis of the patient. Okay, so this one is the counterpart. Okay, alkalosis. So, there is a deficit of carbonic acid and carbonic acid na ilabas na-exhale lahat, and a decrease in the hydrogen ion concentration that results to the accumulation of bicarbonates. Okay, and what are the possible causes for alkalosis? Most common is vomiting. Okay, kung kanina metabolic respiratory or metabolic acidosis, okay, for metabolic naman, ay mamaya pala respiratory muna. Respire muna pala tayo, sorry. So, for respiratory alkalosis, most common causes are those that promotes hyperventilation naman. Okay? Rapid respiration. Kailan to? Pag nakikita si crush, nag-hyperventilate. Ingat, kasi baka mag-alkalosis ha. You are blowing off your carbon dioxide. Pag ninenervyos, okay? Hey, ako na susunod sa Rivalida, ako na. O, dinenervyos na kayo. Hyperventilation. Hypoxia, okay? Which stimulates or decrease oxygen level in the blood. So, this stimulates the respiratory center in the brain that triggers the increase in the respiratory rate in order to increase oxygen intake, which will lead to hyperventilation. Okay? And pag nag-hyperventilate, ganun pa rin yung resulta. The loss of carbon dioxide. Okay, the loss of carbon dioxide via exhalation. Sorry. Hysteria. Hysteria is a neurogenic disorder. Okay, so this is related to psychoneurosis. Now, however, this condition leads to vigorous breathing and excessive exhaling of carbon dioxide. So, anong napansin ninyo? Okay. Even overventilation by the MEC vent, the mechanical ventilators, hindi na-adjust, hindi na-regulate ng maigi yung MEC vent. Okay? Ang taas ng high oxygen administration. Okay? Lahat ng 'yan, ano ang ano tawag mo dyan, ang end result. Okay, hyperventilation, even fever. Fever na kahit ano ang cause ng fever. Remember, anatomy physiology, kapag mataas ang core body temperature, our body should be able to release body heat in order to decrease the core body temp. So what happens? Kaya pag mataas, kahit hindi fever, kahit nag-exercise tayo, tumakbo, nag-gym, mataas ang core body temperature, so what will happen? So the increase in the core body temperature will now trigger the sweat glands to produce sweat. Okay? Pawis. And in return, yung sweat na yan will be released via the pores on our skin, okay, para ma-release doon. Okay? So, para mag-evaporate, due to the process of evaporation, magre-release tayo ng body heat. And another one, I have mentioned earlier, via, anong tawag dyan? Via exhalation, we have what we call as the insensible fluid loss via the respiratory route. So, yan yung hyperventilation. So, when we hyperventilate, marami rin tayong water na nailalabas. But again, kasama ng water is carbon dioxide. Okay? Kaya pwede mag-develop ng respiratory alkalosis pag may lagnat. I hope you see now the direct relationship of your anaphysio sa mga disorders na natin for this semester. Okay? So, may correlation tayo lagi. And lastly, nasa right side, pain. So, overstimulation of the respiratory center in the brainstem results in a carbonic acid deficit. Alright? So, kapag in pain tayo, umiiyak ka na naman. So, anxious ka o hyperventilation. So, decrease ulit in the carbonic acid levels in the blood. The carbonic acid levels. Tama, in the blood will cause respiratory alkalosis. Okay, so these are the clinical manifestations for alkalosis, both respi and metabolic. So both have a change in the level of consciousness. Okay, dizziness. Ang counterpart naman sa respiratory alkalosis is lightheadedness, confusion, nervousness on metabolic side. So ano yung nangyayari? Kapag ninenervyos tayo, if we are anxious, if we are hyperventilating, we lose carbon dioxide. 'Di ba? Kapag iyak tayo ng iyak, gaganon na kayo, 'di ba? So mamaya nahihilo na kayo, ang sakit ng ulo ninyo after. So nagkakaroon tayo na some form of alkalosis. Alright? Now, what else? Cardiovascular. Both have tachycardia. Both have dysrhythmias. Dysrhythmias, meron din sa acidosis. Remember? But for acidosis, it's hyperkalemia. This time, hypoK as a compensatory mechanism. So, bumabagsak si potassium sa blood. Why? Pumapasok siya ulit sa cells. Remember yung kanina, yung may bilog-bilog akong figure kanina. So, when ito yan. Okay? Yan. Okay. So, normal condition, nasa loob si potassium. During acidosis, lumalabas si potassium para si hydrogen ions papasukin sa loob. Kapag alkalosis naman baligtad, papasok ulit si potassium sa loob naman ng cells so that the hydrogen ions will go out. Okay? To neutralize the blood pH. Remember that? So, ayan siya, ha? So, pumapasok si potassium sa loob ng cells, therefore, hypokalemia, decreased potassium levels in the blood. GI effect, nausea, vomiting, epigastric pain. Okay, for metabolic alkalosis naman, the nausea and vomiting. Yan. Neuromuscular, you have tetany. Tetany, sustained muscle contraction. Numbness, tingling of the extremities, namamanhid, okay? Hyperreflexia and seizure. For metabolic alkalosis, the patient may have tremors, nanginginig yung pasyente, a hypertonic muscle cramping, tetany also, and tingling of the extremities and seizures. Okay, so for the respiratory system, okay, hyperventilation will occur for alkalosis. Okay, hyperventilation is wherein the lungs are unable to compensate when there is a respiratory problem. Pag may problema, of course, si baga, hindi siya tulong. Alright? For alkalosis. So, dapat sana, na tignan nyo sa kabila, okay? So, for metabolic alkalosis naman, so the lungs will have a decrease in the rate and the depth. Okay, there's hypoventilation. Why? The lungs are trying to retain the carbon dioxide. Okay? Pag respiratory alkalosis naman, hyperventilation na ang bilis ng paghinga natin. So ano yung management? The brown bag. Dito na papasok si brown bag natin. Okay. Provide emotional support, encourage appropriate, so sa madaling salita, kalmahin nyo yung pasyente. Okay? Encourage appropriate breathing patterns and assist with breathing techniques and the use of breathing aids as prescribed. Okay. 1, pwede ninyo siyang turuan na i-hold yung breath kung kaya. Okay? Pag nag-hyperventilate, okay, sabihin nyo, okay, so sige, you inhale, hold your breath for 5 seconds. Why? So this will hold also the carbon dioxide. Okay? Another one is you provide the use of a rebreathing mask. Or, kung wala naman, kunyari, nasa labas kayo, provide carbon dioxide breaths as prescribed. Ito na yung paper bag. The brown bag technique. Okay. So, rebreathing the carbon dioxide. Nag-hyperventilate, di ba? Lumalabas si carbon dioxide. Bumabagsak ang acid level sa blood. So, kaya nagre-respiratory acidosis, alkalosis. Ang gawin ninyo, bigyan nyo ng brown bag yung pasyente, or kahit hindi brown bag, pwede kahit plastic. Kung walang brown bag, pwedeng plastic. Okay? Doon siya hihinga. Kahit mag-hyperventilate siya, pag exhale niya, mag-i-inhale niya carbon dioxide. So you will be giving back, returning the carbon dioxide inside the body. Do you get that? So ganyan ang gagawin nyo ha, kasi pwedeng mag-pass out yung pasyente kapag nag-hyperventilate. Alright, so bigyan nyo ng brown bag. Meron akong nag-estudyanteng ganyan years ago. Nag-quiz kami. Na-stress pharma yun, computation, donations. Na-stress pala siya. Okay? So, maya-maya nag-hyperventilate na doon sa gilid. Ang bilis na ng paghinga niya. Ma'am, sabi ng kaklase, ma'am, si nag-hyperventilate. So, hanap kami. Walang may brown bag, plastic. Plastic bag. So, doon siya. Maya, okay na rin naman. Okay? Ma'am, gaano katagal? It will all depend on the patient. Pag okay na yung paghinga niya, then you can stop the brown bag technique. Okay? Yan yung first aid natin for hyperventilation. Force can take day breaths, also deep or too rapid. Monitor electrolyte values, especially potassium, calculate factor if there's sustained muscle contraction, we will be giving calcium gluconate. Okay. And then, so metabolic acidosis naman. So the total concentration of a buffer base is lower than normal, with a relative increase in the hydrogen ion. So therefore, the pH of the blood decreases. There's too much acid. What are the causes? Diabetes has a chronic acute complication, diabetic ketoacidosis. So DKA or diabetic ketoacidosis occurs when there is insufficient supply of insulin that causes increased fat metabolism. Blood sugar, glucose is needed by the cells for its metabolic activities for the production of ATP of energy. Diabetic yung pasyente, hindi makapasok si glucose inside the cell, so the sugar remains in the patient's blood. So what will the body tap? Nasa biochem din natin to, diniscuss ko to sa inyo. The next line, okay, of energy source will be the fats. So fats will be metabolized. Yun nga lang, ang nagiging problema, once fat have been metabolized, there are byproducts. And the byproducts of fat metabolism are ketone bodies. Now, ketone bodies can increase the hydrogen ion concentration leading to acidosis. Okay? What else? Excessive ingestion of acetyl salicylic acid or aspirin. Okay? So it causes increase in the hydrogen ion concentration. A high-fat diet, yung mga nagki-keto diet, that's the reason why keto diet is not for everybody. Pag may diabetes ka, hindi pwede. Pag may kidney problems ka, hindi rin po pwede. Okay? It causes too much and too rapid accumulation of waste products of fat metabolism, leading to the buildup of ketones and acid. Insufficient metabolism of carbs. Okay? Malnutrition, improper nutrient, renal insufficiency in patients with acute kidney injury or chronic kidney disease. Okay, what happens here is that the kidneys are unable to excrete the waste products of metabolism via urine formation. Acid levels increases, then the bicarbonates is unable to maintain the acid-base balance. And lastly, ito pinaka-common, severe diarrhea. Okay? So, intestinal and pancreatic secretions are normally alkaline. So, pag nagtatae, okay, pwede itong, naglalabas tayo ng bicarbonates, alkaline secretions. So, therefore, we lose the bases. Okay, so this leads to the accumulation of hydrogen ions, which leads to acidosis. So pag nagtatae, acidosis. Pag nagsusuka, alkalosis. Metabolic, di ba? Pag nagduduwal tayo, kabaligtaran siya. Alkalosis. Metabolic alkalosis. Okay, so yan yung differences between the two. Okay, so to compensate for the metabolic acidosis, then we have, again, tapos na tayo dito, rapid deep respiration called as Cosmos respiration. So this occurs as the lungs attempt to exhale the excess carbon dioxide to correct the metabolic acidosis. So we are done with this one. Okay. For the management of metabolic acidosis, so almost the same, monitor for signs of respiratory distress or changes in the level of consciousness, monitor the INO of the patient, increase the buffer base, so prepare to give solutions intravenously as prescribed to increase the buffer base. So magpapalit tayo ng IV fluids, so yung maraming buffers. Okay? So pwedeng magbigay ng lalo na ang cause ng metabolic acidosis is diabetic DKA, kung diabetic yung patient, so prepare to give insulin. Okay? So monitor the ABG and the potassium levels. O yan. For DM patients, give insulin. Okay, so para makapasok na yung glucose inside the cell, it also prevents or stops fat conversion to glucose via gluconeogenesis. And one of the manifestations for DM is polyuria, so excessive urine production because of the osmotic diuretic effect of glucose. So glucose, just like sodium, okay, attracts water. So therefore, maraming iniihi. So more than 1.5 liters per day. So you monitor also for circulatory collapse. Okay. What else? Monitor the client experiencing severe diarrhea for the manifestations of metabolic acidosis. Okay. In kidney diseases, in kidney patients natin, dialysis lang ang kailangan nating gawin. So this removes proteins and other the waste products of metabolism, lessening the acidotic state. Now, in a patient, what else? Diet. Okay. Diet low in protein. So low protein, high caloric diet. Yung diet prescription for the patient. Okay. For metabolic alk, okay, for the metabolic alkalosis naman, so actually, na-discuss na natin to kanina, yung mga ano na lang, generalizations. Metabolic alkalosis, you have a deficit in the carbonic acid and a decrease in the hydrogen ion concentration, leading to an accumulation or an increase of the base or yung bicarbonate natin. Causes, okay, results metabolic alkalosis results from a dysfunction of metabolism that causes an increased amount of available base solution in the blood or decrease in available acids in the blood. In cases of, nandun sa box, sa right side, the use of diuretics. Okay? So the loss of hydrogen ions and chloride from diuresis, yung ihi ng ihi, causes a compensatory increase in the amount of bicarbonate in the blood. So excess bicarbonate will be seen in patients using diuretics. Excess vomiting or suctioning. So when we suction the patient, di ba yun, kukuha natin or hindi lang suctioning, lavage, gas lavage, yung palabas ninyo yung laman ng tiyan. We not only lose the offending agent but also the hydrochloric acid. Okay? So this causes now a decrease in the acid content in the blood. What else? Hyperaldosteronism. Aldosterone is a hormone produced by the pancreas. Water reabsorption. Potassium excretion. Yan yung normal action ni aldosterone. Okay? Pag mataas yung level ni aldosterone, di doble yung sodium retention, doble din sodium and yung potassium loss. Okay? So, there's increased renal tubular reabsorption of sodium with the resultant loss of hydrogen ions. Ingestion of and or infusion of excess sodium bicarb. So this increases the base content in the blood. Para saan ba ginagamit yung sodium bicarbonate? For patients with gastritis, with peptic ulcer diseases, and massive transfusion of blood rather, yung nasa bag, yung hindi direct transfusion. Okay, yung mga dugo na nasa blood bag contains an anticoagulant para hindi siya magbubuo agad, and this is called as your citrate. Okay? So citrate will be metabolized to bicarbonate once it enters the patient's blood. Alright? So massive transfusion of whole blood. So interventions, the same. Number 4 lang yung nag-iba. Administer medications and IV fluids as prescribed to promote kidney excretion of bicarbonate. Alright. What else? Prepare to replace potassium kasi there's potassium loss. So replace potassium and treat the underlying cause of the alkalosis. Okay. So we are now down to the last part. Okay. ABG analysis. We have been mentioning since the start, monitor arterial blood gas. So, kukuha tayo ng blood sample. So kayo na yung magbasa ng susunod. Nahanap ko yung normal values. Ito yung gusto kong malaman ninyo. Sorry. Sana yun? Ayan. Okay. The normal arterial blood gas values. I want you to memorize this by heart. Nag-scan ako ng exam nyo kanina. Sa major exam, I have 10 questions about arterial blood gas analysis. Okay? Kaya makinig do sa video.